up, guys? This is Josh.
This is Chris.
This is Zach.
And this is Matt.
And this is the Bro.Cast. And we're joined today by our good friend Matt to enjoy this brand new occasion for us.
What are you waving at? Matt's just over here waving. You introduce him and he just goes, hey guys.
I want to wave.
How's it going, YouTube/SoundCloud?
How's it
I'm
going?
Matt.
How's it going to all of our virtual fans?
Hi.
Put a wave emoji in the
Yeah.
Just wave emoji.
Matt's wave translated into digital success.
I expect you to create some kind of representation of all of my physical gestures throughout this podcast.
No. All right, so for those new to the show, and that should be everybody at this point, because this might, in fact, be episode 1 of the Bro.Cast.
Hey now.
The Bro.Cast is basically, we're all sitting around on the couches, and we're just going to bullshit and talk about whatever we want.
Whatever we want.
For your listening pleasure.
Or displeasure.
Or displeasure. You know, if you're one of these people who just likes to listen to people so that you can hate on them, then by all means, hate away.
Yeah.
So, boys, first on the platter today.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about some of the new movie trailers that have just come out?
Yes.
Star Wars.
I guess let's start with Star Wars.
It sounds like we're starting with Star Wars.
Okay, here's the thing that I have to say about the new Star Wars trailer.
All right.
If I ever meet J.J. Abrams, I'm probably going to be arrested because I'm going to be sucking his penis so fucking hard.
I was literally about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go full on, like, I'm going to be grapefruiting his dick, and I'm going to be fingering up his butt.
Whoa. Grapefruiting is... Oh, that's the
Yes.
reference to that grapefruiting
Yeah,
video.
so what you do whenever you grapefruit a dick is you take your grapefruit and you cut it in, like, halves, right? And then
you cut the top off and the bottom.
Yeah, you cut it in half, and then so there's like a big, all of the grapefruit meat is exposed, and you just wrap it around the wiener, squeeze, and give a hand job or blow job with the grapefruit.
Now, one question is, I remember whenever that video was floating around, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we should probably talk about Star Wars, but the citrus acid of that, wouldn't that just go into your urethra and cause infinite burning?
Right?
I am pretty sure
that
that
gets
would
inside
burn.
of your hole. That would be painful.
That probably would not be very comfortable.
I've showered before, right? And
I hope so.
Really,
I would hope
Dear
so.
God.
And sometimes
What a
I get a little frisky in the shower, and then soap will enter the urethra and cause a burning sensation. If any of you deny that, then you're fucking lying.
I'm not even going to deny that because that happens
all the
often,
time.
and it's terrible.
It's garbage.
I can only imagine that citric acid would be like that tenfold.
Probably really bad.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about citric acid in my pee hole to really go on.
I know that it burns any other orifice that it gets into. Go ahead, Matt.
We got ourselves some limes here. We can have an experiment.
It's true.
If we really want to find out,
All right, guys, I'm gonna hold my pee hole open. I want you to squeeze lime juice over it. We'll
So back to Star Wars. One great thing about this trailer, and you guys know that one of my biggest beefs with J.J. Abrams is fucking lens flares.
But they're so beautiful.
But guess what? This trailer, there's none. There's no lens flares. No J.J. Abrams lens
because Star Wars and lens flares don't go together.
I'm so happy.
They don't go together. They shouldn't go together.
You know what else didn't go together?
Hold on. Here's my little. I'm gonna shoot you down just for a second.
Okay.
That was 2.5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
So
well, even so. Dude, no.
Look, 2 hours.
Look at any Star Trek trailer, fucking any J.J. Abrams trailer.
Yeah.
He throw that shit around. He uses that whenever he's doing titles, like, coming this summer, lens flares on that. This didn't have any of it.
Yeah.
So I think that he's trying to preserve the look and feel of it.
He doesn't have a lot of creative control over the movie either. I don't think, does he?
Well,
I think most of it's the producers.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, J.J. Abrams is definitely they selected him, but he's worked on the script.
Oh,
and,
really? So he does have some creative control.
Oh yeah, and I'm certain. Well, I mean, because we know he directed Star Trek because he never thought he would get to do Star Wars in the first place.
That's why, and that's why the new Star Trek movies are essentially
destroyed the franchise.
Well,
no, they're
not that bad.
Well, they destroyed the.
They're
Hold on.
bad.
Hold on.
Yes.
They're not bad. They destroyed the franchise in that they will never be the same way they used to be.
Well, they
they changed
anyway.
for me they destroyed it.
I disagree.
Because they changed it.
If there was ever a possible TV show, another Star Trek universe TV show, movies based on that show would inherit that original kind of style. Yeah.
They are actually working on one right now that is based off of the J.J. Abrams universe.
Are they really?
Yep,
I
done,
have not heard that.
done in the same fucking style.
Where'd you hear
I
about
read this. I mean, I'm not gonna pull up a source right now, but I read this like about a week ago.
I'm gonna be doing some Google research, and I'm gonna be corroborating
by all
your story.
means.
Yeah.
I'm going to present you with the
But
works cited page.
I heard that
I'll see you in court, sir.
that it's happening and it's going to be done in the style of the J.J. Abrams universe.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
Well,
If this is true, if it's false, I concede. If it's true, then they have fundamentally changed the way Star Trek works, and it has made
Well,
me
every
very sad.
iteration of Star Trek has changed the way that Star Trek works, though. I mean, the original Star Trek has not aged well. I
No.
mean, let's
No.
be honest.
Fair enough.
It's so stuck in its own time, and proof of that is the first season of The Next Generation, because the first season is where Gene Roddenberry had all the creative control, and it feels like a fucking 60s
Right,
sci-fi
when you put-
television
out of time.
show.
When
Yeah.
you put the
Yeah.
original Star Trek right next to the Next Generation, you can count the number of pink colored gels in the original Star Trek versus the lack of pink colored gels in Next Generation.
Yeah.
That's the biggest sign right there.
I don't know. As I've said before on the show, my biggest problem with the Abrams Star Trek universe is that he treats it, and this is completely appropriate, he treats it as if it was the Star Wars universe,
Yeah,
where it's
he really
action,
does.
crazy,
really
fantasy.
does.
Yeah.
It's less diplomatic, it's less slow,
Yeah, that is
and
true.
methodical.
I
Yeah,
really
well,
agree
yeah,
with
there
you.
is
That's why I think he's going to do a terrific job with Star Wars.
Yeah.
But he just needs to leave Star Trek the fuck
Well,
alone.
it's like if you look at the original, if you look at the new Star Trek movies, right? You can take
Yeah.
the veneer of Star Trek off of it. Take all of like the cast members and if
Put
you
some lightsabers in there. Boom, you got Star Wars.
No. Well, that's not what I was going to say. I mean, that's essentially what I was going to say. But what I'm getting at is like you take the Enterprise out and you take Spock, Captain Kirk, and all those bastards out, right? And then what are you left with? You're left with a generic space opera.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. Frankly, and I've said this a million times before, like I don't think that it's killed the franchise. I don't. I think it's revitalized it in a way that may not be great for some of the older people, but it's definitely brought it into light for a lot of new viewers, which I can totally respect that. But what it's done to the man, you know what? I just walked myself into a corner. I can't remember what I was saying. Fuck it, go on.
What I was gonna say, for whenever I say it destroyed the franchise,
Yeah.
I don't mean that it's over, right? I mean that it has destroyed what it was.
Right.
And it is now
it's more like
something.
it gave
It's
it-
now something new.
It gave
Yeah.
it a facelift.
It's not the same.
Well, but
Yeah.
it's all in the words that
yeah,
you're choosing.
and there's
there, 'cause
nothing
you're-
wrong with it. I like using the word destroyed because I was very upset with
Right.
What they
Well,
did.
you know,
Right.
in 20 years, when the stretch lines start to become more apparent, the facelift might wear off. You know.
What?
Anyway, well, I mean, Josh, though, I mean, I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
and you're right in the sense that, you know, the Star Trek the show is very much, you know, a science fiction program.
Yes.
It's much
Yes.
more about
Yes.
human nature, exploring things like, you know, racism, sexism.
Yep. Exploring real themes.
Exploring, yeah, you know, real humanistic themes, and the movies are just,
Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am.
yeah, they're just blockbuster, generic blockbusters. But the thing
But
is,
they
is
also
that-
have their place.
yeah, but, in a kind of, my thing on the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek, I thought was very good,
Yeah.
and set up the potential for a good franchise, and Into Darkness ruined it.
Yep.
Because with the first Star Trek movie, they made all their references. They're like, yeah, look at all the history that we're working from and that we're going to now work out of build
yeah.
from. And instead, what do? They do Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan again, but different
Yeah.
and shittier and with really awful over the top battle sequences.
Hey, you
that don't
guys
make
remember
any
Khan?
sense.
Well, this guy's Khan,
guy's Khan.
that should matter to the
Yeah.
cast for some reason.
Remember when Spock died? Yeah, well, it's not Spock, it's Kirk.
Oh, we got you, audience.
Yeah.
I did say whenever Zachary Quinto yelled Khan, like I was in the theater and I
God.
was just like,
Yeah, we saw that together.
It was not emotional
Yeah,
at
it
all. It
was
was
just
just like,
awful.
what the
it wasn't even that
it was
wasn't-
emotional. It was cringy.
Yeah.
Well, like the problem that I had with it was like they're not going to go there. It's
Yeah.
like the whole time going they're not fucking going to do
Yeah.
that. They're not going to do that. That's fucking dumb. They have a bigger head on their shoulders. They're not going to do that. And then you get to that scene, it's like they fucking
Yeah.
did it.
They did everything
Christ.
I thought they were going to do as a joke.
Yeah.
But all this to say, I think that Star Wars is in good hands. Like, I think J.J. Abrams is going to knock it out of the park. I have a lot of faith in it.
Yeah, let's talk about this second trailer that's been released, teaser
Oh,
trailer,
God.
whatever.
Batman versus
Batman
Superman.
versus Superman, everybody.
Dawn of Justice.
Oh, I was gonna actually talk about the Star Wars trailer, which we haven't
he
actually
means the
talked
second
about.
Star Wars trailer.
Rewind. Star Wars.
Rewind.
Star Wars. Star Wars then.
Little preview for you guys. We're going to be talking about Batman
comment
versus
on
Superman.
podcast is guys say they're talking about Star Wars, talk about Star Trek for 5 minutes.
Negligible.
Yeah, whatever.
The opening shot of this teaser was freaking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
with
Bonerific.
the Star Destroyer crashed in
Bonerific.
this Tatooine
Yes. Yeah.
desert sands.
It's not Tatooine.
It's not?
No.
What is it?
How do you know?
But I watched the live stream. Like,
Oh.
there's
I didn't know there was one.
Well, educate me.
Okay, so currently at the time of filming, in California, I don't know where in California.
There's a
but
drought, so it's just California?
Yes.
Dang.
No, there's a big Star Wars convention going on, and they're announcing a whole bunch of new shit for the franchises, right? So they announced a whole fuckload of information about the new movies. And they also announced the new Battlefront for
Yeah,
PC.
that's
and
cool.
PS4
Yeah,
and
that looks
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty rad. So they're not on Tatooine. I forgot what the name of the planet is, but it's not Tatooine.
Another desert planet.
Tatooine.
It's Fatooine. We'll go with that.
Tatooine 2.
Tatooine 2.
Tatooine.
Tatooine. So it's not Tatooine, and the three main characters are the woman lives on that planet and she's like a scrapper. She lives there. Apparently there was some sort of big kerfuffle in the upper atmosphere.
A
and
what now, Chris?
Kerfuffle.
A kerfuffle.
Okay,
Yes.
just wanted to check.
Yes, and so like a bunch of shit crashed, and she's living there scavenging through the remains.
All right,
So
cool.
anyways,
there you go.
so that's what's going on. Oh, and the black guy, he's a force sensitive stormtrooper. Yeah, that leaves the First Order. That's what they call the new Empire.
Wait.
That's pretty cool.
Aren't all stormtroopers though clones?
Well, okay, no.
They used to be.
They used to be.
Yeah.
Okay, but now you can just kind of enlist.
Yeah.
Well, because that like they were clones up to Episode 3, and then like after Episode 3 through the Clone Wars. But then during the original trilogy, they are like an enlistment force.
Yeah, because
okay.
like some of them might still be clones at that point, but it's probably a deal where they use clones to be able to get that initial military to show their might and be able
Right.
to defeat the droid army,
Yeah.
and then from there they were able to just enlist people or
Yeah.
draft. Who knows?
Yeah.
Draft,
makes sense.
yeah. I mean, actually, drafting makes a whole lot of sense because I mean, our main character, John Boyega is his name.
Yeah.
He's evidently hurt by things that the First Order are doing.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. Oh, and then the opposing faction is the Resistance.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Oh,
the
yeah,
First
yeah.
Order and the Resistance.
Yeah. I was mention something. John Boyega is the actor's name, not the character's name.
Yes, I forgot what
I have no idea.
his name is.
Blackie McGee.
We will find out in the movie
Yeah.
and fall in love with this new
Wait, did you
character.
call him Blackie McGee?
Blackie
did.
McGee.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, he could be. You don't know.
Well, he is black.
Well, no, I was saying that might be his name, Chris.
Oh, it's not. But
I don't-
go on.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm gonna side with Chris.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other things that I thought were pretty badass though from the trailer, that silver armor suit. Do you know
yeah.
who that is? What's
yeah,
that guy?
no.
So okay, there are rumors though. I don't know, like these rumors.
Snow Buffett.
Snowbuffet.
Boba Fett's child. Boba Fett.
So I mean, like I don't know if these rumors were addressed over this weekend, but the rumors are the chrome plated stormtrooper is actually like a kind of like the leader of the stormtroopers, or perhaps, or the leader of like a special forces unit of the stormtroopers that hunt down force-sensitive people to try to keep the Jedi.
Dude, that armor alone would get me motivated to like perform well and try to up in the ranks because I want that shit.
Do you want to hear like the most fucked up thing?
Yeah.
The little round robot dude. That's a practical fucking effect.
That's a real thing. That's not CGI at all.
What?
Not at all. Yeah.
That's awesome.
They rolled that son of a bitch on stage. And he's just like, blah, 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 and he gets up on stage and he's just rolling around. And his little head is actually like hovering. There's some sort of magnetism and magic.
Weird.
Dude, the look on your face was the look on my face when I was sitting at my desk at work, not working, listening and watching this. Because it was just like, it comes out there and his little head can like rotate and go, blah, 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 blah. Ah!
What the fuck?
I think you should voice the robot.
Gotta go look
Chris.
that up.
Yeah.
You need to voice the robot.
Of course.
Wait,
BB-8. That's what they call him. BB-8.
BB-8.
Yes.
Pretty
BBC.
good name.
In case anyone can't tell, I am fucking excited for this
Yes,
movie.
this
Oh,
looks
yeah.
to the point where I'm like bathing myself in knowledge instead of other things that may be required of me to do.
I picture you in a bathtub with like pages from the dictionary. Like,
Dictionary.
for just
Merriam-Webster says science fiction is noun. I don't know what the rest. Anyways, so what else, Zach? What else did you see from the trailer that you thought was interesting?
Those from the newer trailer are my favorite things. I don't know if we should talk about the first trailer because I have a really big problem
Everybody's
with the
seen
first
it.
trailer.
I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to fucking hear it.
Then I think I need to tell you about it.
Plenty of people have a problem with
is this
it. He
the,
has a
the
problem.
lightsaber?
A
This
lightsaber with a crossguard made of metal is not an effective way to stop another lightsaber.
Okay, here's what I have to say. Here's like my complete and contained counter argument.
Okay, go for it.
This
Just
is
try it.
this is a movie.
Try it.
Where lightsabers are real
Try it.
and people can move shit with their minds.
Yes.
That is all I have to say.
How many times have you seen lightsabers cut metal or the handles of other lightsabers?
How many times have you seen a lightsaber? Period. Like it's their
Every
universe.
movie?
It's
It means in reality.
It's their universe. They can do whatever the fuck they
Well,
want.
and on top of that, I mean, it's just all we've seen is an image of it. We haven't even seen if there's an alternative purpose. If these are actually crossguards or are they something else that
even
can
so,
be used, you know.
If you think about it, just having those little cross guards there, even if they do manage to come in on the inside and cut them off or something like that, it's still more protection than not having them there.
Sort of,
Yeah.
except it's
Because there's a chance that it will hit that instead of your hand.
But then if you rely on it to protect you, oh crap,
Yeah.
too bad his lightsaber blade is right along
you know
mine
what-
and now running up towards my handle.
Do you know
But
what
I mean-
happens? Do you know what happens whenever you assume? Okay, so if you're with the
yeah,
lightsaber,
right.
and you just assume that that's going to be your failsafe, it makes an ass out of you and me.
And at that point, why even have the crossguard?
Because
it looks
it looks
cool.
badass.
It's the only reason it exists.
That is 100% the
Same
reason
reason
why
why
it exists.
freaking Darth Maul uses a two-sided one. It wasn't like realistically that is not an advantage because you are so
Probably not.
limited
Yeah.
by your swing capability because you're just gonna cut yourself in half if you follow through. You have to spin with it constantly.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
yeah.
I mean, well,
Realistically, two would have
I
been
think
better.
what they were going for with his is it was supposed to be a quarterstaff, I think.
Yeah,
but
maybe,
that
yeah.
doesn't really work. Even
On a
still,
small handle, it like almost defeats the purpose.
exactly.
Hell,
I mean,
you
it's
want-
like because it kind of ruins the whole point of a quarterstaff, which is you can become both a close range and a
Dude, this is gonna
long
go.
distance,
This is
right?
gonna go
You know.
way over y'all's heads probably. But I played PSO and I had a stag cutlery, and that would have been the way to go. Basically, it was like a long staff, right, handle all the way for maybe like a yard and a half, and then two blades on the end that were
Yeah.
red,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
thing was badass.
That would have been
Fantasy Star Online? Is that,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Fantasy Star Online.
Yeah.
As a lightsaber polearm, that'd be pretty sick. But I think if you really want to win, make a lightsaber shield.
If you really want to
Can
win,
light-
Yeah, why not?
I've
man?
never seen a lightsaber
on.
more
Why
than
not?
a beam though.
Wait, that would just be a light shield then, because it's not a saber anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. But why in Star Wars don't they have little personal shields? That would be pretty badass. Because then
That-
you could
yeah.
have a knight.
why don't
right?
they,
with
why
your
don't,
shield.
why don't they have light armor? Huh? Why don't they just have like a little chest
Why,
piece that's like
why aren't the characters all just balls of plasma?
I'd watch it.
It absolutely should be.
This is the same universe where blasters, for some reason, aren't the dominant weapon. Because think about it. Oh, a Jedi with a
blasters are the
blaster.
dominant
Well, okay, actually, this
But
actually
Jedi-
goes into an interesting point, which is Star Wars isn't really science fiction. It's space fantasy.
Yeah.
And so, the sort of when you're dealing with those kind of genre tropes in fantasy, the sword is sort of the mystical weapon. Like it's the Excalibur.
Yeah.
And so because of that, you have to have the mystical weapon. You need to have the sword or the swords that are the mystical weapons of these space knights.
I often think it's like how effective would a fucking Jedi be with a blaster as opposed to a lightsaber?
Well, I
they
think
can
it's-
throw and manipulate the path of a lightsaber. Why don't they just have a blaster and manipulate the beam so they could just like shoot it and then make a 90-degree turn through your temple?
I think
Because then it would be a Hong Kong action movie with gun kata.
Okay.
Well, and what I think it is like in the lore of it, it's less about.
Tradition is what it's about.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
100% tradition, and I mean I can understand
It's
that.
like samurais.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that shit.
yeah,
Same reason they didn't
yeah.
equip bolt action rifles or anything like that. They're like, no, we're sticking with the katanas because it's traditional.
Yeah.
And then they got killed by the government.
Yeah. Sad day.
Game over.
Game over.
Point Josh.
Anyways,
All right, do we want to talk about the second trailer we watched?
Batman.
Yeah.
Batman,
and Superman.
Dawn
Uh,
of Justice.
Dawn of Justice.
Justice of Dawn.
Not a huge fan of the title still,
No.
but
So
Yeah.
whenever we watched it a few minutes ago, I noticed that Matt and Zach got super hyped. Chris, how do you feel about it?
I don't really know. To be 100% truthful, I don't think that was a very good trailer.
Yeah, I agree.
There are visuals in there that I'm excited for.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited about Zack Snyder reuniting with his cinematographer.
Larry
Yeah.
Fong.
Yeah.
Is his name.
Yeah, because in Man of Steel they did not work together. And Man of Steel was even though it had pieces of kind of Zack Snyder's feel,
Yeah.
like from his movies, it didn't feel like a Zack Snyder movie 100%.
It almost felt too generic in terms of how it was shot.
Yeah.
I thought the shaky cam, I saw where he was trying to go with it and sort of looking at from Earth's perspective, seeing Superman, but at the same time, you've kind of already defeated the purpose of that by showing the prologue on Krypton.
Right.
And so I thought it was an idea or an interesting strategy, but it just didn't mesh. And I'm really that's part of my hype for the trailer is that it's just seeing the Zack Snyder
the feel
of
Snyder
it
feel of it
in this, because I want to see some friggin' slow motion Superman
I
fights.
absolutely do.
Holy shit!
Absolutely.
Now, I think it was. I love the idea of the whole world is up in arms, trying to figure out if this guy is a false god
Right.
or if
Yeah.
if he is truly a savior. Is he a demon? What is he?
Yeah.
I love that. The trailer fell apart for me whenever Batman came into the scene. I honestly would much rather see this movie with Superman basically having to overcome the hatred of society or something like that. I don't feel like Batman needs to be there, but maybe it's just because of the use of him in the trailer. I also wasn't a big fan of Robo Batman, whatever the fuck that is.
Why not?
And the voice modulation they put on him.
What's wrong with
That's-
what's wrong
Robo
with,
Batman would get his ass reamed by Superman.
But I mean that's
it's not a contest.
That's Batman's suit from The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
That's his heavy fighting suit.
Yeah.
Like that is a thing in the comics.
Yeah.
But even so, I don't get into that at all. I never see Batman ever standing a chance against Superman. It just doesn't
I mean they
click.
go toe to toe.
Aside from the Hulk, who really can stand against Superman?
Well, I mean they go
He's
toe
like
to toe.
invincible.
Well, okay. I mean, here's the thing. This is one of my kind of gripes with that argument against Superman, because I enjoy Superman as a character and as a superhero, right? And
Because you like underwear.
I love underwear. I wear it every day,
Yeah.
surprisingly. Anyways, so one of the problems that I have with people, and this is a really common complaint that I hear from from people that are just kind of jaded with kind of the whole superhero thing, and that's who the fuck would like Superman? He's like a 5-year-old created him. He's invincible. He can do anything he wants. He can fly. He's super fast. He's essentially God, right? And he has one weakness. Realistically, he has 3 weaknesses. Okay.
Oh my.
He has kryptonite, which he has 2 physical weaknesses and then 1 emotional weakness. Okay, so he has kryptonite. He's weak against magic, which is something that everyone ignores.
No one ever.
Everyone
except in Supergirl, which is interesting. That's the plot to Supergirl.
Oh, and the new show?
No, in the shitty '80s movie with the Salkinds made to make a quick buck.
I didn't know.
I know that because I had that on VHS when I was a kid, and I watched that all the freaking time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Did not even know that was a thing.
Yes.
Anyways, and then the third one is like he's bound so close to the point of doing good and standing for like justice.
It can be used against.
It can be
Yeah.
used against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is that's one of the biggest problems. Like, it wasn't a make or break moment for me, but that was definitely one of my biggest problems with Man of Steel was him killing Zod. Now it wasn't a huge deal to me, but it was like, yeah, okay, he wouldn't. I don't think he would have done that, but whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the fact that he does do that in the movie is a very great character point to build off of.
Right.
I think that's a. Because
I can understand
you
that,
can
but
see because it's not really the fact that he kills Zod, it's the fact that he kills Zod and then immediately collapses from emotional torment.
Right.
And
Well, he just effectively killed one of the last people of his race.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's a great character beat to then build off of. But like you said, Chris, I mean, there's a lot of people that are kind of like, me, Superman's kind of gay now, but
Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey,
whoa.
Keep it PC. You might trigger some people.
yeah.
Superman is always
I'm
kinda
quoting
gay.
what other people are saying.
Superman
'cause-
sucks mad dick, y'all.
but I mean,
I'm with Chris on the first thing, though. Then when you were posing the other side of people's opinions, I think Superman is dumb because he is the kid that when we were little kids and I was playing pretend, he was the kid nobody wanted to play with. That character.
You can't hurt me.
I have a laser shield.
You can't hurt me.
I have a laser shield that I can turn back time and I
Strong
didn't die.
against electricity.
Fuck off, Johnny.
I have a cellophane S that I'm tossing on you to imprison you temporarily.
I can also I can fly and avoid your attacks.
Yeah, no, I hated that.
But
The
no,
worst.
but like I was saying, like in the trailer, like things kind of fell apart for me whenever Batman came in, just because I guess I don't really understand how he's going to be implemented. I guess
you kind of said it yourself, Josh. I mean, he sort of represents the human perspective of this. He's the opposing force to the invading alien of Superman.
I'm worried that they're just trying to pull off Hulk's gonna be battling Hulkbuster in the Avengers. We gotta have robot Batman face Superman.
Well,
and
no.
just have Batman be just like slugging it out with him, not doing anything smart, which is what Batman's known for. Instead, he's just gonna go toe to toe with the Man of Steel, which I don't know about that.
So you want to see Batman outwit Superman, not just duke it out in a fist-to-fist fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair enough because I mean, he like that's what he's known for. Is hell, I mean, like online, there's one of my favorite videos on YouTube is Batman contingency protocols for taking out each one of the Super Friends. He has
that's a really good animation.
he has a shit ton of
It's called-
contingencies for taking out each one of the Super Friends if they
It's
ever
called-
became evil
It's called the Super Friends.
or whatever. I don't fucking
the
care.
Justice League.
Justice League, whatever.
Super-
Justice Friends.
Super Friends was the name of the '60s Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera. Anyways,
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara cartoons. I completely lost my train of thought now.
Yeah, now I'm thinking.
Justice League Doom. Fucking watch that. That is really fucking
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But I mean,
Is this a movie? Is it a TV
it is.
show?
It's an animated movie.
Yeah.
It's an animated movie. So with the Justice League, and essentially, I think it was Brainiac. I can't remember. Brainiac essentially turns turns all of the Justice League against themselves and like does things in such a way where they all start going haywire.
Oh.
And Batman has to use his contingency plan. No, fucking I'm fucking wrong. Someone gets a hold of his contingency plan.
Yeah.
And uses it against everybody.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
cool.
they're just like, why the fuck do you have that?
Yeah.
He's like, Superman tried to take over the world with Doomsday, or not Doomsday,
Darkseid.
You fuckers. That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and like, he even puts one in there for how to defeat himself.
Yeah.
He's like, well, if I'm ever a bad guy and you guys come across these tapes,
Make fun of
here's
my
how
parents.
you defeat me. Yeah, it's just like Batman is a master strategist and the world's greatest detective. He will be a worthy ally. I just picture Superman listening to that and be like, and then he just lasers him from space. GG, Bruce Wayne, you fucktard.
But what I was going to say is that I don't think that there's anything in this trailer that precludes that possibility of Batman outwinning Superman, though.
Fair enough.
I mean, and on top of that, it does beg the question, are they going to introduce kryptonite into the movie mythos?
The news universe.
The biggest thing that I'm scared of, like I said, is that he's just going to get into a juggernaut fight with Superman. It's going to be big, dumb.
But I want to
and-
see that too.
I really don't, though.
Yeah, well, and the other thing that I really like to say is like, okay, so this is in contrast to Star Wars, right? Star Wars, like this weekend, we have a huge like event going on that's just information coming out. We're seeing the sets, and we have this connection to the movie mythos, right? So it's really easy to look at this 2 minutes and be like, this is exactly what I fucking wanted.
Yeah.
Right? And not to mention, it was a really fucking good trailer.
Yeah.
But if you look at the Batman versus Superman, like this is
It was kind of a meh trailer.
it was not a good trailer at all. It was a really bad trailer.
I felt about how I felt with whenever I saw the Jurassic World trailer.
Yeah.
It was kind of like there's stuff there that makes me excited, but there was also other stuff that made me worried.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at though is like you look at this shitty trailer, because I mean realistically it really is shitty.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you
Yes.
really at all. It kind of gives you a vague idea.
I mean, I
what
guess
the
they are
movie
calling
may-
it a teaser.
Right.
So-
Yeah. It's
I
like-
mean, I don't think that they're intending it to be. I mean, because we're still a year out.
Well, it's
Yeah.
you're right, but it's like the difference between the first Ant-Man trailer and the second Ant-Man trailer, right? So the next trailer we get could completely change anybody's opinion, right? Because
True.
that's like the second Ant-Man trailer was like, okay, this is really good, because the first Ant-Man trailer fucking was garbage.
Wait, what are you saying?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. I remember
You were saying it pretty quick.
I
just
thought you were saying anime. The anime.
It sounded
trailer.
like anime.
Yeah,
The
whatever.
first and second anime trailers. For
Right.
what anime?
So what I like the point that I'm trying to make is this is our first 2-minute look at a movie that we have no idea what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
So it's really hard
Yeah.
for me to like really get worried or even like super excited, to be truthful. So it's like I'm on the fence until I see more.
Pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
well, I want to explain my hype, like why I have been excited by this teaser is because of sort of the visual idea that I get from it, like what this movie is going to look like.
Yeah, it does.
And
have a very
I'm
distinct
It's gonna
just-
feel like the rest of the
And
Batman
well,
movies.
it's not just that the Zack Snyder aspect of it. It's also the fact that we get a glimpse of the design of the world. We get that statue, and at the beginning, and it's sort of like, instead of making it super ultra realistic, it's investing a kind of almost like look at the animated series from the 90s. It incorporated a lot of Art Deco style,
Right,
And
yeah.
it had a very distinct look, and I think that looks really neat in this. You sort of
It
see
just
that
looks super emo.
you can see that they're using the sort of heightened reality
Yeah.
that you get out of whereas the Marvel movies kind of use
They use fucking New York City.
they use New York City, but because in the Marvel comic books, those cities are, the real cities are the backdrop, whereas in
Yeah.
DC you get the Metropolis and
Gotham.
Gotham,
Yeah.
which are more like heightened reality analogs of the real cities.
Yeah.
And so I like that they're from what I've seen in this teaser, it seems like they're taking a very bold stylistic stand that is different, very much different from what Marvel is doing. They're trying to set themselves apart from Marvel and make themselves out to be something. This is different. You're not going to be going to see the DC Comics universe or DC cinematic universe and essentially seeing another Marvel universe. And we're not just going to be copying what they're doing. We're trying to do something different that is stylistically different, that is you're getting a completely different meal.
Yeah, it's like they're taking a page out of the Marvel books by trying to make all of this overarching shit, but they're like, okay, we're gonna write our own book with this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I can see that.
And I've learned not to trust movie trailers these days.
Yeah, I mean,
this is going back a little bit, but freaking Cabin in the Woods, that was the worst marketing trailer I have ever seen because that made it out to be the most generic horror movie. And it was absolutely not the most generic horror movie.
Edge of Tomorrow is another.
I still haven't seen that.
It's a friggin' shot in the foot by its marketing.
Yeah, it looked like a generic bullshit Tom Cruise action movie. It looked like you watch the trailer and you're just like, man, okay.
I thought the trailer was kind of cool because I get super hype about sci-fi stuff, and that ship that was all orby was cool. Oh wait, no, that's another thing. Dude, I'm thinking of a different one. Edge of Tomorrow, the one where you go back in time, where you keep living the same day over and over.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought the trailer for that was okay.
You're thinking of Oblivion.
I was thinking of Oblivion, but that one was kind of meh, right?
Yeah,
that one was.
Yeah, that one. Did
but
not
that
fare
ship was cool. I really was like, whoa.
I dug it. Yeah.
Well, the guy who directed Oblivion, his name is Joseph Kosinski. He also did the new Tron movie, Tron Legacy. And he actually, I think he's an architect. And so he's an architect.
I make buildings and movies on the side.
But I mean,
did you ever see this little thing called Tron Legacy? Yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
Did you ever see The Empire State Building? Yeah, I mean that was me.
But I mean, so from a design standpoint, his movies seem to be like they're always amazing. But I don't think he's like the greatest director. Obviously, I mean, Tron Legacy was kind of the backstory, the whole backstory of Tron Legacy, like the creation of these artificial life forms, and that was the really interesting part, and that just glossed over. And then we get this sort of boring plot about
and it was look at young Jeff Bridges, this totally uncanny valley young Jeff Bridges.
Creepy as shit.
That I did not.
Although they did kind of have an out in the fact that it's not Jeff Bridges, it's digital Jeff Bridges.
Well, they used him in the very beginning of the movie, and he was real Jeff Bridges.
Yeah,
it's true.
That's
but
true.
but
it
there's
was
also
fucking creepy then too.
You have Hottie McGee. What's her name?
Olivia. Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde. You have her, and she doesn't look all digital, fucking cartoony.
Yeah.
She's fucking human.
Yeah,
but not human, or something.
Code, very good code, I guess.
Very good.
Very good code.
Yeah.
But anyway,
what if she hold on? What if that bitch gets into the real world and they're riding on the motorcycle and she falls off, and she scrapes her leg, and they go to the hospital, and the doctor's like, "Oh, what?" It's like looking at her through a microscope, and it's like,
just binary.
It's just binary. And then Area 51 and Top Men take her, and shit.
they're
happens.
actually making a sequel.
Yeah, I heard.
So I wonder what that's going to be like.
Have you ever watched the cartoon?
No.
I heard the cartoon was actually really good.
Huh.
I mean, I've never watched it, and it's just hearsay, but I've heard that it's entertaining.
I have no idea. I never watched it.
Well, fine. We won't talk about that.
Good, because I don't think.
I don't have shit to say about that, Chris.
I mean, 3 out of 4 people have nothing to say about it.
We were talking.
4 out of 4 people have nothing to say about it. The only thing I have to say, I already said, is that it exists.
That's a good thing.
We are now aware. Thank you.
Yes.
But
boom, we're all on the same level.
We were talking about movies that have been sort of shot in the foot by their marketing. Dread is sort of the
Dread is the perfect
example of that. I mean, that movie is spectacular.
Yeah.
It really is.
And
absolutely, that movie is secure in my top 5 favorites.
Yeah, and
I mean,
wait, top 5 favorite movies of all time?
All time.
Wow.
Clear back to fucking Thomas Edison and his Man on the Moon cheese. naked
that was
lady.
Was that in your
What did
top
you just
5?
say?
Yeah,
Thomas Edison?
yeah. Thomas
Yeah.
Edison made the first ever movie, and it was a porno. Oh, on the moon.
No.
None of that I think is correct.
Well, Thomas Edison is the inventor of the motion picture camera, but
Boom.
But he didn't make the first
Chris's
movie.
new
yes,
thing is that he likes to just lie.
and Man in the Moon is the Lumiere brothers. So boom.
no, it is not.
Yes, it is.
George Millet.
Oh, you're right. Crap, you're right. It is George Millet.
Wow.
That was the
He
train.
flipped him off for
flipped
maximum
you off.
disrespect.
Maximum.
That is disrespect. Maximum
Dang,
disrespect.
drop the mic, walk
You
away.
do not confuse those.
Lumiere brothers were the train then.
Yeah, yes, they were the train.
Okay.
They weren't even wearing 3D glasses. What a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Bunch of tards.
But Thomas Edison actually is technically responsible for the first motion picture.
Yes.
So because he's invented,
No, all he did was the light bulb.
no.
That is the only thing he made ever.
Ever.
He's the light bulb, and he was deaf.
As much
or
as I
something.
don't like Thomas Edison as a person, he is still responsible for quite a bit.
You don't know Thomas Edison.
You don't know him.
If
Nah,
nothing
that's
else,
true.
he was a great aggregate of resources.
Yeah, it does.
So you got he's got that for going.
But
for him.
anyway, to
What?
He's got that going for him.
Yeah, Dread.
yeah,
Sorry.
Dredd. So Dredd,
Dread is
Thomas Edison was great in that movie.
absolutely.
Oh my
wonderful.
god,
greatest character.
I love the part where he got thrown off the balcony and
Yeah.
fell in slow mo.
that was amazing.
That was so good.
Just imagine like hardcore old like Thomas Edison. Like, "Ah."
His pocket watch is floating in front of his face, and he's
He's
like touching
holding
it.
a light bulb on the way down,
it's lit for
and
some
he
reason.
hits the ground, and the light bulb doesn't shatter.
and it doesn't burn out.
No, and then he
No.
stands up and says, "Buy my light bulbs because they don't break."
Nah, and then it zooms out into commercial.
Great movie.
Zooms out to us on the couch, and it's a commercial. This is dumb.
good
And it's in light bulbs.
Anyways, but yeah, that Dread is easily in my top 5.
That's
Easily.
really impressive.
It is. It's a. I
Have
mean,
you seen it yet?
Yeah, I have. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great movie, but I don't know if it'd be in my top 5. Although I know what my top like 1 is, but I don't know what my
No,
top like.
We're not even going. You're not even allowed to say that.
You're not. That word
Yes.
is banned.
Why? That's not a
Because
thing.
I don't want to hear you talk about it.
Best movie ever is The Fountain.
No,
Fuck
God
you.
damn it.
Boom.
I don't-
Done.
I've never
Done.
seen it, but
Done. I'm gonna make you
purposely
watch it.
never
I'm gonna
going to
make
watch it
both
now.
of you watch
Actually-
it. Matt,
actually
you've
do-
seen it,
actually-
right?
Yeah,
actually
I've
do
I'm gonna
wanna-
make Chris and
actually
Josh.
do
I'm gonna
wanna
make
see
both
it.
of you watch this movie.
Just
It's
because of-
probably fine.
It's really interesting to watch movies that people are so passionate about.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just so I can let them down.
Yeah, I bet you're gonna. I bet
this is garbage.
Chris is gonna hate it the whole way through and just shit it to pieces afterwards.
What the hell is the tree in space? That doesn't make any
Space.
fucking sense.
Where's Wolverine
It's
at?
fun.
Why is Wolverine
Wait,
here?
yeah,
Is he
Oh,
in that
man.
movie?
Yes, Hugh
yeah.
Jackman.
He's the main character.
I think it's the best acting I've ever seen Hugh Jackman do ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I
The manliest
I don't know.
cry
I
in
don't
the
know.
world.
X-Men 3: The Last Stand had some
No,
pretty solid
shut up.
moments.
Whenever,
Oh, God.
whenever Jean Grey blows herself up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manliest tears ever tears.
Man, tears.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You've pooped nothing, Jon Snow.
Pooped nothing, Jon Snow.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Little bit of
I have no
little
idea
bit of
where that came
backstory. Like my wife and I would call things like random ass names, and so like anything that has like a real name, we never call it by its real name ever. We don't even call our animals by their fucking real names. We call them by weird ass, dumb ass names that no one else would understand. And I don't even know how this got started, but somehow or another we call it Game of Thrones Game of Prunes. And so it's like, hey, you want to watch some Game of Thrones? Yeah. And so then we just replace little lines with poop related and prunes related puns.
That sounds like you.
You've pooped nothing, Jon Snow.
Snow. Have some prune juice, Jon Snow.
That's so amazing.
Well, there you go.
I picture the version of that being like all the cast is replaced with geriatrics.
Yeah,
It's,
no, exactly.
it's like the nursing home rendition of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, geriatric incestuous relationships. That's what everybody wants
Oh
to see.
yeah.
That's what the people
That
pay
would
for.
totally get.
Or pirate.
That would be
Or-
the most
or
pirated
pirate,
show
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So we watched another trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Attack on
I'm
Titan.
actually really interested to talk about this because Josh and I have like we have very differing opinions for this show, Attack on Titan.
So should
I mean, I guess we're all kind of
actually, the way the living room is set up, it's them versus us.
Yeah.
Because Matt and I don't really care for the show, and you guys absolutely love the show.
well, they
Get out.
don't care for is not strong enough.
From what I've
okay.
been able to tell, like the main reason that they don't like it.
No, hold on.
Let me defend my point.
We'll explain our opinion here.
Well, I don't want you to misspeak my opinion, good
Go ahead.
sir. So first of all, I do have to say that if anything, I'm more kind of in the middle, right? It's like I can appreciate why people like the show because there's a lot of very redeeming qualities, right? God damn it, Zach! You're looking at me like I have two fucking heads.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Anyways,
go ahead.
Anyways, I
Keep
do
talking,
have to
Chris.
say like Matt fucking hates Attack on Titan. I just don't care for it. Like, it's not my show. I just don't like to watch it, is really what it boils down to.
Okay.
I'm like middle of the road. But my biggest gripe with Attack on Titan is the fact that so much happens in the first episode. So much happens in the very first episode. And I don't think it does a good enough job setting up the characters and setting up the story for me to be as enthralled and caring as it wants me to be.
What?
Yeah,
There's character development
Dude.
literally every episode.
Dude, exactly. No, I've had this.
literally
I've had
every
this
episode.
exact same like conversation.
There are flashbacks.
He's
there
t-
are current event happening things.
He's told me that he can't like sympathize for the character, and he has no reason to sympathize for it. It's like,
I can't.
You watched his mother get eaten in front of him.
Listen.
Okay,
Okay, the mom,
here's the thing.
the mom dies in the first episode.
Spoilers.
The mom dies in the very first. No, like okay, the mom dies in the very first episode, and there are so many people dying around her, and I've literally had one encounter with her. She, for all intents and purposes, are just like every other person dying. She's a face in a crowd.
But
Like,
you
just because-
already associated with the character's mother. Do you not think, oh my god, what if that was my mom? What if I was that kid?
because the kid is literally Hitler.
You don't think?
What?
Yeah, they've got this thing that they like to compare it to Hitler.
Hold on. Okay.
So here's this.
here's the thing. The kid is literally he's a friggin' fascist. I mean,
Like the
he
show-
is a fascist.
The,
I mean,
the show does have very fascist qualities.
It has
and that's
very fascist
That's not like
qualities.
that's not a negative thing. It's
No.
just the show itself has fascist themes.
Yeah.
Okay,
The-
like what?
the fact that it's essentially promoting ultranationalism.
This is way too political for me to care.
Well,
Okay,
No,
well
but
that's
they-
fine. but
I
it's-
know. I
the show is essentially if you're looking at it from an actual perspective.
An
actual.
perspective?
What the
Wow.
fuck does that mean?
Let me explain.
You piece
what,
of shit.
Yeah, shut up. I'm gonna explain what I'm saying. So what I mean by actual perspective is from like what the creator probably had in mind, because Chris and I also have our sort of like fucked up perspective.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
like,
that's sort of our funny
And that's
way
how
of looking
Hitler
at
gets
it.
in there.
yeah, exactly.
Yes,
yeah.
actually.
That is exactly how
so
Hitler gets into it.
the idea is that Attack on Titan is essentially Nazi propaganda from and everything is happening from Hitler's point of view. So
Right.
the Titans are the Jews attacking the ideals
Germany.
of Germany.
Yeah.
And so the main character Aaron Yeager is Hitler. And
I mean, I
his-
think it's funny.
and,
I mean,
and
it's kinda
he's
funny. It's
kinda funny.
And Aaron Yeager is Hitler, and he's like, the Jews are these evil things that are
And he's
attacking our
rallying
German
everybody,
ideals. We
yeah.
must destroy them.
Except wait, then how do you explain what
So-
happens later on in the show?
They haven't
That's
watched
because
it,
Hitler was part
Hitler
Jew.
was part Jew.
but they also haven't watched
He
it.
hates himself.
Well, there you go.
Well, we and Chris had a long conversation about what he thinks the show is about, and
So-
he thinks that the show is all about expanding outside of the walls. I said that is absolutely false, and that later on it becomes about completely different things.
Well, what is it about? Because Matt and I don't care about spoiling.
Yeah,
like we
you
really
can
don't.
Well,
seriously ruin the
it-
show.
Well,
for
there
us.
is a degree of
Because
being
it ruined
free
itself.
as a species or culture.
But
Yeah.
and see, and that's what I'm getting at.
Yes.
That's what the show is about.
But
Yes.
but it boils down to there's this whole intrigue where one of the Titans that attacks them, and spoiler tags out the wazoo. There's a female Titan that shows up, right? And it starts going after and systematically picking people off. And it's a completely new breed. They didn't know what
With
the fuck
intelligence,
was.
hyper-intelligence.
Hyper-intelligence. They try to capture it. They battle it, all kinds of shit. And eventually it's found out that she is an agent from within the city.
Right.
So now they turn their attention inwards, trying to figure out what is this huge government conspiracy that is involved in the Titans. This is the extremely brief version. But later on, it's no longer about going out and trying to battle Titans. It's about figuring out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
It becomes about intrigue and trying to understand what the hell the government is doing. Because it's implied, but of course I have no confirmation about this, that the government is using the Titans in some way to keep the lower classes down while they keep themselves bolstered up.
Okay.
They're using war as a means of control.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Yes, that's
So-
why I'm saying you know nothing about the show.
Well, okay.
It's nothing, Jon
Even
Snow.
still, the kid is still a fascist because
He's
I mean,
fine.
look. Yeah,
He's fine.
How is he fine? He's a
fine.
freaking dick to everybody that is just like even the remotest bit not dedicated to the cause of defending
He's
humanity.
being inspirational.
I
It's
mean,
a time of
I-
war.
no,
But
he's a
if we're-
fucking fascist.
if we're honest,
Okay, so
Hold on.
On
he's
top of
being,
that-
he's being inspirational in a time of war. I mean, that is propaganda.
he's still a
It-
fascist.
it's
I
fine,
mean,
Well,
but-
every nation would use propaganda, first of all,
Well,
and
of course
second
they
of
would.
all,
Like,
yes.
I'm not denying that.
No.
he's encouraging the people around him to
Yeah, and that's
to
why we're saying in this
dedicate
case-
themselves to protecting
so
people.
so here's
The
but
fascism
here's the
is
thing.
fine.
I like that's all nice. That
Is
that
it
could
now?
work. That
Is
could
it?
work
Is it nice?
in something that was well written. Because the thing is, even though we even get the one scene with him and his mom, that's intercut with all these weird flashbacks where we're trying to find out what the fuck's going on. So the show actually sabotages its own work towards getting you invested in the characters. On top of that, they skip over large chunks of story that are important just by throwing them into a montage.
And it's the second episode.
In this
the
freaking-
second episode, they
like
they
the-
retreat
the
to
siege of the city.
They retreat.
Yeah,
They
exactly,
retreat to
like-
the inner walls, and then they have a flashback that says, "Okay, here's what's happened over 6 months or whatever."
The battle
It's like-
wasn't important though. What was important?
How, it's of course it's important.
Famine
Like,
fell on the
it's-
city. I
it's-
mean, how is that not important?
Okay, hold on.
it doesn't affect the characters directly.
Why doesn't it
It's
affect
fine.
the
Just
characters
for-
directly?
for
It's ought
fine.
to.
Hey, hold on, guys.
It's fine.
For perspective purposes, because I gotta know, how far did you make it in?
How far have I watched?
Yeah.
I'm on episode 7.
Okay.
I stopped watching after the second episode.
Okay, all your
don't-
opinions are invalid.
Invalid.
Finish the
they're
goddamn
not.
show
No,
first.
because-
Finish the
no,
goddamn show
no,
first.
I'm not going to keep watching it because it sucks.
You don't
And
know if it sucks.
Yes, I
You're-
do because I should be.
Hold on.
I should be invested in the show by the end of the
I was
second
invested
episode.
episode 1.
No, but
That's
Absolutely.
the thing is we weren't.
I
Well,
wasn't.
then
and
you're
I
wrong.
thought it was garbage. So there you go. I mean, it's the same thing.
If I have to spend 5 hours getting invested into a television show,
yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
before
I'm
there's
sorry.
any payoff, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Do you watch Next Generation?
Occasionally.
Okay, this is really a thing for Josh then. But with Next Generation, the whole first fucking season was meh.
That's why I skipped the first fucking
Right,
season.
you have
Yes.
to watch more than a whole season to get invested
every
in the
single
show.
episode is essentially a one-off.
Yes.
Like you don't
It's
you
not
don't you don't have
building a
to see
story.
you don't have to have seen the previous episode to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
There's nothing critical
Still,
there. If I start at
no.
episode 13 of Attack on Titan, I am not going to know
Still, I don't,
anything
I
about
don't
what's
see how
going
you
on.
can see somebody's mom get eaten in front of them and not be at least
because
interested
the
or
character's
invested.
a fucking dick, and I don't care about him.
What about
I mean,
the other
seriously.
two characters? There's 3 main characters, bruh.
I will- no,
they don't
here's
get
the
any
thing.
development by themselves.
I will-
Yes,
I
they
will-
do.
They're all.
You
they're all
watched 2
foils.
episodes. You don't know.
They're all
I will
foils for the main character.
Hold on, here's what I will say. I will say that that in the first episode, I was more attached to the blonde kid than I was to anybody.
That's fine.
I was more attached
That's
to
fine.
the blonde kid and the blonde city guard. Those 2 characters were the only 2 people that I felt that I wanted to continue watching the show
Good.
to see what they did.
Team Armin all the way.
But everything else, it's like Okay, here I can put into words exactly what I would have done that I feel like would have made this show a lot better for me. Okay, I would not have had the Titans attack in the first episode. I would have waited at least to the second, maybe even the third, so that way you can get a good baseline for all of the main characters. You can see exactly what they're doing, maybe even follow some people in with the scouting regiment, and so you can see what the Titans are doing outside of the walls and understand what they are and why they are a threat, right? Because we don't know why they're a threat. They just show up and tear down the walls, and it's like, oh, okay, so I guess these are the bad guys. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Do we know they're a threat because they eat people?
Exactly. Okay, yeah, but I mean that happens like
Which is pretty terrifying.
that happens so fucking quick, but like I feel like that stuff should be exposed, right? We should be exposed to that and not all fucking right goddamn condensed in the goddamn first episode. And then everything that happened in the flashback in the second episode, I would have said, let's make that be the purpose of the first season. So it's like, cause all of this stuff like Aaron getting to the inner part of the walls and deciding that he wants to join the military or whatever and fight the Titans and push them back and take back his homeland. Really, like, he could have done that right away, gone into training, and then like come home and see that his friends are suffering from famine, and that would have made you just care so much more. That's what I would have done.
It sounds like the fundamental difference between that side of the room and this side of the room is that for whatever reason, the blitzkrieg, the funny that I would use the word blitzkrieg, but the sudden impact, the world shaking change came too quickly for you.
Yes.
Versus us, which I think it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I liked about it, it was a blindside. You didn't expect it. It just happened. It's like, oh fuck! And it's like before you knew it, now everything that has been built in a short period of time is being destroyed.
It's worthless.
And it's just like, whoa, what the fuck? And then goes on from there. It's just a matter of whether or not that hooked you, and
Yeah.
apparently it didn't.
No.
Well, for me, it like harkened back to like I haven't seen the newer one, but the original Full Metal Alchemist series, where like shit hits the fan in the first 10 minutes, and you're like, what?
And I told Chris this, the first episode of Attack on Titan, and I know Matt will not like this comparison, actually reminds me a lot of Gurren Lagann, in that you're in a isolated little world. You don't really know what's going on. They're behind their wall, and then all of a sudden a Titan comes in first episode, and then at the end of the episode they're out of there.
Yeah.
Here's okay.
Now, granted, it's different.
No, and I understand that comparison.
Yeah.
Here's the difference. Mm-hmm. Gurren Lagann plays that for laughs. Whereas Attack on Titan, and this is the other reason why I don't like Attack on Titan, is it's so goddamn serious.
It's grim.
It's not grim. It's serious. It's as if you have to take this show seriously because it has this operatic theme song, and we're using this neat big scale thing, and all of this is important, and you must be invested in it. No, it's not
a drama.
It can be a drama. That's fine, but the fact that it is so forceful with its seriousness. It's like it's insisting to me that I must absolutely care about everything that is happening immediately, and it doesn't earn my respect for this.
Have you ever watched Battlestar Galactica?
No.
Okay. Never mind then.
I mean, like
because I get the same vibe from Battlestar Galactica, where the show is just goddamn serious all the fucking time, but I like it.
I mean, this
like
say,
it's the same thing as when a movie is accused of being sentimental.
Yeah,
the Marley and Me effect. If you
exactly.
will.
Yeah, the Marley and Me effect.
That movie looks dumb.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's saying you have to cry now. This is the beat where you cry because this scene is sad.
Yeah, the dog is dead. Cry.
Well, I didn't know that happened, so thanks for the spoiler.
It's fucking Marley and Me. Everyone knows the dog dies.
I thought they played frisbee for 3 hours.
Every dog movie that that isn't Air Bud, the dog dies at the end.
You know, it's funny. It's funny because I was gonna say not an Air Bud.
That's because they wanted to make sequels.
What about all dogs go to hell? Oh wait. Well, he dies in the beginning.
Lawyered. Boom. He doesn't die at the end. He dies at the beginning.
But anyway, but with Attack on Titan, it's the same thing.
So you don't like serious shows?
What?
Well, no, he doesn't
That's
like
not what
it.
I'm saying.
He doesn't like it being crammed down his throat.
I don't like it. Yes, I don't like. It's saying essentially that you must take this plot seriously.
He thinks it's
It's like
too
if-
it's too direct.
It's
Okay.
way too direct, and I think part of it is because of what
Not
of
too
what
direct,
Chris
way
said,
too direct.
Way too direct.
of what Chris said about the first episode. It's like putting the Battle of Helm's Deep at the very beginning of the story, and then you have to catch up to everything else that's gone before to explain why this is such a dramatic happening.
All right.
And
Yeah.
it's
I see your point, but I respectfully disagree.
And it's expecting you to care
Right.
about this from point zero.
Well, like specifically, like the mom, right? And
Yeah.
So that's kind of the common point that
Like, do we even know anything about his relationship with his mother? Does he have a good relationship with his mother? You know, what's
Well, hold on. That aside, what I'm
learn more as it goes along.
that's fine. But what I'm getting at is it's like
2 episodes.
After the second episode.
it's the Marley and me principle, right? So it's like the mom dies is the same thing as the dog dying. It's like them saying you should care because it's the mom. But I mean,
But shouldn't you?
That's a humanistic response.
Even if it was anybody, watching somebody get eaten by a massive titan is fucked up.
Yeah.
It's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Like all of the deaths that happen in that show make me go, God.
You want to know something? Is I feel like Matt and I have talked ourselves into a bad PR corner because we're just like, yeah, mom's being eaten. I don't give a fuck about that.
well, no. I mean, it's more along the lines of it's just the show just tells you to care because it's the kid's mom is getting eaten.
You hear
It's
that,
like,
everyone? Matt needs a reason to care about his mom. But it's very interesting to see this complete divide
But
here.
I mean, okay, the whole stopping the show after 2 episodes give me a reason to continue. I mean, seriously.
I mean, no. If you don't like it, you don't like
Exactly.
it.
So, I mean, if I get past the first 15 minutes of a movie and I just think it's garbage, I haven't got a reason to continue. I'll turn off the movie.
I watched
The
things to
same-
completion. I watched 2 episodes of Sword Art Online and I thought it was shit, but I watched all fucking 2 seasons.
But that's because you're insane, Zach.
It's because you're
I hated that
You're a
show.
masochist.
I hated the
masochistic
whole
asshole.
time, especially when we got to season 2, and it was the same fucking plot as season 1
Isn't there a season 3 now?
There's gonna be,
God.
and I bet you they got a 3rd game they're gonna go into.
Yeah.
Sword Art Online 3 Judgment Day. Bitches.
I like your hesitation. Judgment Day.
Oh man,
That's funny because the way
I
that
mean,
this.
like
Oh,
it's
go
the
ahead.
same thing with reading a book. If I get past the first 10 chapters and I hate it, I'm not gonna keep reading.
Well, and like my thing isn't hey Matt, I think you should give it another shot and I think you should push on through. My thing is I don't understand how you guys didn't like it. But
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
See, the thing is, I mean, like, I can totally understand why people would like it because the animation is wonderful.
Yeah.
the animation is freaking fantastic.
absolutely wonderful. And like the setting and like the things that
The
happen
concept behind it is really neat.
really cool.
Yeah.
Like really cool. It's just like I can get away with watching clips of it because like I'm watching it with my wife right now because she's genuinely interested in it. And I'm watching it just because I think it looks pretty. It's like, yeah, I mean, sure, why not? But I mean, it's like I never would watch it on my own.
It's
But yeah,
just
it's not something I would be like, oh God, you gotta watch this. Oh my
Yeah.
God,
It's not like
it's
Breaking
more of
Bad.
it's just I find it odd that you don't like it. I can hear your argument, and I don't agree with it. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just for me. I mean, it's not even that. It's not that I feel that it doesn't appeal to me. It's that I genuinely think that they did a bad job. Like they didn't do a job of writing the script. They didn't do a good job of storytelling. They're skipping over important aspects of the story that they could have used for great character development, and they're accelerating past scenes that would be much more interesting to get to parts that are very dull and boring. And that I have no reason to become invested in.
I disagree with that, though.
I'm gonna use Matt's point here to roll into the trailer for the live action movie.
Oh Lord.
Which is where we were headed.
Which is we were heading in the first place.
After a 30-minute yelling match.
40 minutes ago.
So, Josh, you didn't actually care for the trailer.
Oh God, no. Okay, so here's everything that's wrong with it. One, it looks like garbage to me. It looks like a step above Avatar. Like, and I'm not talking about Blue Aliens. I'm talking about the shitty. Who directed M. Night Shyamalan?
We should never mention it again.
The last Airbender.
The CG on the Titans, from what I saw, was very disappointing. I mean, but
Dude, it's Japan, man. They
didn't
do
look
cartoons. They don't do movies.
it didn't.
I mean, what?
The CGI did not look well composited with the environment, which drives me nuts. And the thing that really made me nervous is for a show that is all about flying around on cables and attacking big creatures with swords and shit like that. We didn't see a single shot of that.
Yeah, they never left the ground.
Which makes me really nervous that it's gonna suck really bad, and that's why they didn't show
We
it.
don't have the budget for that, Josh. Jeez.
It's gonna
Probably
be,
not.
You're right, though. It's gonna be just like the last Airbender because they're gonna be handicapped.
Well, that's the
They're
thing.
not gonna fly, just like firebenders can't use fire.
Exactly.
Stuff like Avatar and stuff like Attack on Titan, I don't know how you translate that to live action.
Or why
you
you
don't.
translate it to
It's
live
too
action.
crazy.
You don't.
But
I mean-
Chris, go ahead.
I will say, like, I actually would like to see the movie.
Oh my God.
I'd watch
To
it.
be
Yeah, I want to see it
To be
for
truthful,
sure.
I would absolutely like to see the movie because I would like to see what they do. Because I really hope that with the movie they take the first episode and stretch it into 2 hours.
Which they won't because
No, they
they'll follow
won't.
the manga, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is from what I saw in that trailer, they're definitely beyond
The first episode?
The first episode.
Well, then,
and
yeah,
some.
okay, then I don't care.
Because
I mean, that's what it
here's the
boils
thing,
down to.
the show actually really accurately follows the manga.
Right.
The siege of that city, while important, is not detailed because it's a scramble. Like everybody just gets the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then it's all about the impact of that, and then it becomes about retaking it.
I'm lying. I still would like to see the movie because I would be interested to see what they do with the 2 hours.
I'd be interested to see what their interpretation of it is. How they would handle it.
Because I feel like,
If nothing else, for a good laugh.
I mean, I do honestly think like I don't see how I could like it less than the show. So it's like, I mean, and that's not to say that I don't like the show because I mean, really, I do have to emphasize this. Like, I really am kind of middle of the road. Like, I'm watching through it actively right now. I just don't like the story. I like everything else about it. I like the premise. I like the art is fucking wonderful.
just out of curiosity, where you're at in the show, has Aaron transformed? Is that even a thing?
No, not yet.
Wow. So okay.
Oh yeah, you've got a lot.
You guys,
of
like,
ways
you
to
haven't
go.
seen anything yet.
Yeah.
It gets wild. But anyway, sorry.
Oh, well, I mean, I was done.
Yeah.
So. Anyways.
But yeah, my big issue with that trailer is from what I was seeing, it had really bad like graphics compositing and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And
but I mean,
that
it's-
shit sticks out to me like a store.
It's a
sore
Japanese
thumb.
movie, though.
I can't
Like
take it.
Japanese movies, you gotta kind of give them a pass.
I'm
there.
not giving a Japanese movie a pass because they suck.
Well, all right.
Well, I mean,
Why should I?
on the one hand, it's the fact that it's not a Hollywood production. They don't have the same resources. On the other hand, it's kind of I think it's also kind of obvious from the trailer that it's sort of a slap together. It seems like a slapped together movie where they're just trying to profit from.
Trying to capitalize on.
Well,
the
based
popularity.
on how much is happening in that trailer, because there's a lot of identifiable characters in there, I think I know how far they're going to take that movie. I know exactly where they're going to take it to.
I couldn't-
Most likely The Rock.
I couldn't identify any of the characters in that movie.
I could.
Are you saying that
I
all
think it's
Asians
gonna
look
be-
the same to you?
I'm
Zach?
saying Armin has blonde hair. God damn it, he has
true.
blonde hair.
It's true. But I think I know where they're going to end that movie. And if it is where I think they're going to end it, it's going to be a bum rush. Like, it's going to be it's going to be way faster than the show.
Oh, yeah.
So where in the show do you think they're going to end it?
Well,
Something you haven't seen.
yeah, you haven't
Well,
seen it yet. But
I'm fucking like 5 episodes in.
retaking the city.
We will re-emphasize.
Whenever they
we
retake
don't
that city.
care.
Yeah, well, but I mean, like roughly speaking, it's like halfway, 3/4, the whole first season.
It's
like,
probably like three quarters into the first season.
okay.
I think
So
it's about right.
so they're gonna. So what they're doing is they're taking what? Okay, so
It might even be the entirety of the first season.
So what
I
they're
don't
taking.
remember.
Because the following that is the Scout Regiment, right?
So let's just say like
Yeah.
15 episodes at a half an hour apiece, and
Yeah.
they're condensing all
Yeah.
of that into a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be garbage.
Yeah.
But like I said, the biggest thing I'm worried about is like one of the most prominent things. The coolest thing about this show is the aerial combat
on.
with the cables.
Well, okay.
And they didn't even show that in the
but hold on.
trailer.
I want to hold the phone here. You're more worried about something visual than the entire story being just condensed.
I'm worried
and
about
fucking
both.
Bullshit.
I'm worried about both. But as far as translating,
us. No.
no.
Point us? Don't sully our side, Matt.
No, I was saying
That's not a point us. I was
I-
just making a funny.
I'm concerned about both. Don't get me wrong. It's just if I'm more concerned about anything, it's how they're going to take something like Attack on Titan and translate it to live action, because I think if anywhere, that's where it's going to fall apart. Is
Yeah.
how is it going to emulate that style? That's why you can't make stuff like Pokemon into a live action, because
Yeah.
it's too fucking much.
Well,
It's
I mean,
impossible,
and your, I
yeah.
mean, your absolute, your comparison with
Or
the last
Dragon Ball
Airbender-
Z.
The Last Airbender, I think is
Dragon Ball, man, what a fucking awful movie.
Yeah. And there's reason. It's hard.
But I mean, your comparison with the Last Airbender is really apt. I mean, they're probably gonna take the entire first season and compress it into a 2-hour movie.
It hurts to think about.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I think it's going to be another Airbender.
I do
'cause-
want to say, just from a fanboy perspective, though, the movie The Last Airbender is absolute shit. However, the score to the film is god tier.
I couldn't hear it over the sound of my
yeah,
moaning.
ignore that. Like, the movie, for all intents and purposes, just doesn't exist. Just
Yeah.
listen to the score as if it's just
I can't.
a symphony.
I can't out of principle.
No,
It's probably good though.
No.
it's beautiful.
It actually is really. I listen
can't.
to
I can't.
I listen to it at work.
No.
Sometimes.
It's all too painful.
It's too much.
He was hurt a lot
was.
by it.
I've never
have
been
to
the
ask
same.
you, why did you watch the movie in the first place?
Because I had to know.
Well,
I watched it in theaters.
Wait, it's like
Matt.
zero.
Dear
it's-
God,
I watched it in theaters because
Dear
I had
God,
to know.
sir.
I had
What
to
is
know.
wrong with you?
You didn't walk out?
What horrific person
Of
made
course
you
not.
stay in the theater?
Of course I didn't walk
Because
out.
he's a dude that watches it to completion.
I have to watch
He's a
the whole
masochistic
thing.
asshole.
I have
Jesus
to watch the whole
Christ.
thing. I have to know.
Zach, we need
There
to get
is-
you professional
There
help.
is always a chance that something terrible can turn around.
No,
You don't know
what is wrong
unless you've
with
seen
you?
it. You don't know unless you've seen it.
No, that's
Well,
not true.
It is true.
No, it isn't.
I'm inclined to at least agree partially with Zach.
Tell me a single instance where this has happened.
Next Generation. We already talked about this.
boom.
That's not terrible though. It starts
Season
mediocre.
one?
It's mediocre.
It's
not
pretty
terrible.
god-awful.
But it's enough to make you go.
If I were to
There
just
are,
watch,
not wanna watch
enough
it.
good episodes. Okay, first of all, there are enough good episodes in the first season to keep me going. Second of all,
still giving it a
like
spoon.
Chris has said,
Me too. I
no,
think that's
like
the
Chris
point.
has said,
Totally.
it's episodic enough that all I care about are the characters.
well, you watch two terrible episodes in a row is 2 hours approximately. That's the length of the whole Avatar movie. So if you can make it through 2 terrible episodes, you can make it through 1 bad movie.
No, because
just see.
because there's a scale effect here. And with television shows, it's 1 or 2 episodes to get a grasp.
Must
of
be
the
why
story.
I hate TV shows.
Whereas with movies,
Actually, yeah.
In fact,
I mean,
and this is
agree.
actual standard practice in Hollywood. If the script reader can't get through the first 10 pages without giving up, they throw it in the trash.
So how did Avatar: The Last Airbender get made?
Because the
M. Night
studio
Shyamalan.
pushed it through.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, the difference is, of course, is that
They were like, okay, you had like 3 bad movies. We're still gonna give you another chance.
no, actually, I've actually read that from the creators of the show, Brian, I can't remember his name.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But the creators of the television show Avatar: The Last Airbender, they've actually said it wasn't M. Night Shyamalan's fault. It was the studio's fault.
They just
And
like ramrodded.
They
it through.
ramrodded the movie and essentially fast tracked it into production and didn't even give it a chance to get properly developed. So that was probably the first draft of the script that he wrote. So, but on top of that, I mean, so when bad studio, big studio productions get made, it's probably just because they don't even fucking care about the script. They're just wanting to make money.
Obviously, they
Cash
don't
grab.
care
So,
about
but
the
like that's
scripts.
why it's so hard for an original movie to get made, is because if the script writer doesn't like the first 10 pages of your script, you throw it away. And this with the same mindset, if you watch the first 10 minutes of the movie and you're just bored out of your mind, what reason do you really have to continue on throughout the rest of the movie? Because by the 10-minute mark, you should know who the main character is, what they're trying to do, at least for that particular sequence of the film, and if you're interested enough to keep watching.
I don't know, man. I think
That is
I think
actually how scripts are written.
I just can't agree that if you don't if you don't experience the whole thing, if you can accurately have an opinion, because you just can't know. You have left literally 80%
I can
of the movie.
can have an accurate opinion about why I'm not going to continue watching.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my
But not
take
whether
on
or
it.
not
Not whether or not
something
it was
is
actually a good thing.
something
I can
is
have
actually
an
good.
opinion about the quality of the writing of what I've seen.
Well, that's about it.
And
Yeah.
that's-
So you
that's-
can really
that's what
you
I'm-
can really analyze 10 minutes of a movie, but a movie
Yes.
is not 10 minutes.
No, but it's still. I mean, that's a good indicator of whether or not that's going to be a well written or well crafted film.
I just can't leave the rest to uncertainty, man. I got to do it to the whole thing. I got to watch the whole goddamn thing. I got to watch the show all the way through. Now, wait, I'm trying to think though if there's a show that I did not finish. Just because it was really bad.
I have
Jesus Christ.
like a million shows that
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
finished.
I'm sure there's got to be something, but I don't watch a lot of TV shows. That's the thing.
I think
Yeah,
the
well, I
only
mean-
show that I could think of that I started and didn't finish, like didn't just power through, even though it got bad,
Yeah.
was Power Rangers.
I've never really watched.
I got-
Power Rangers.
No one has ever finished Power Rangers.
I got embarrassingly far into Power Rangers.
I don't think that there is a single person living who has ever seen every episode of Power Rangers.
I don't know. I might know one. I'll have to do
They're
some
like
research.
they've got like 16 years
Yeah.
of television.
There's enough of Power Rangers that there's a generational drift. So, like, if somebody were to who enjoyed the original iteration of Power Rangers were to go and watch like this current generation of Power Rangers, the difference between the two shows would probably be so extreme that it'd be like, I don't even know what's happening. Like this doesn't even seem like Power Rangers. They should just call this something else. I wonder if that's the case. I now want to experiment, do an experiment. Watch the first episode of Power Rangers and then watch Power Rangers, I don't know, Space Police or whatever the fuck it's
Zeo
called.
Saga.
Yeah.
Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
See how
Power Rangers
different it
Lightspeed
is.
Rescue.
You know, for a while.
Although they all are actually, I guess they're all technically ripoffs of the same show. So,
you know, at one point,
what is it called? Super
don't know.
Sentai.
Super hentai tentacle man.
Yeah, that's it. That's
you know,
it.
at one point, guys, they were powered by magic.
Whoa.
And Rita Repulsa became a good guy.
Dude, I'm powered by
my
magic.
God.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
She became a good witch.
Actually, I kinda like
and
that.
she became essentially the Zordon of the magic.
I
realm.
actually kind of like
That's
that.
actually-
That's
Yeah.
actually pretty cool.
Did you know that at one point their Zordon was a fucking CG like
Yep.
sensei gerbil?
That was the ninja
No
one.
way.
Yeah, I'm not even fucking
What's
kidding.
happening?
Like they're like Sensei, tell us what to do, and he's just like, I am not technically Splinter.
I'm legally distinct Splinter. You may call me small fragment of wood.
Toothpick. I am toothpick. At the same time, I have to say, why am I surprised?
Yeah, that's really what it boils down to.
This is just
You know what we should call this episode?
what?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something bad. Marley and me. That's what we should call it.
No.
Attack on Titan. Sucks ass. That's what we should call it.
It's basically just trailers the podcast.
Trailers.
Probably.
And
Yeah.
with a brief interlude of why Attack on Titan.
Dude, that
He's
was
awesome.
That was not brief.
No,
First
that was
of all.
the majority of this podcast.
That's the
probably.
joke, Chris.
It's fine.
I think people will like it. People are gonna hate me and Matt,
Yeah.
or they're gonna
hate me specifically because I'm the new character in the show.
Oh my god, they just
Matt is the worst. Why did you guys bring him
Well,
on?
I mean,
Fuck that guy.
Not to mention the
I'm the
fact,
7 of the show. I'll disappear and nobody will ever question it.
not to mention the
What?
the what?
It's married with children. 7 because the
Oh,
kid,
yeah,
the
yeah,
kid,
yeah.
the kid that they
Yeah.
bring on for one season, and then he walks up the stairs and never comes
Yeah.
back, and nobody cared.
What?
Yeah,
You guys will hate
He's
me.
the shadow
but
character.
I've always just never even cared about that show.
I don't blame you.
I don't
like
even
it.
know.
I like it. I like the show because I grew up watching
It has a
with my dad.
significant place in television history.
It made Fox Television Network.
Yeah.
It made the
Well, that's a
station.
bummer.
But not the news, not the news,
Not
like,
Fox News.
not Fox
Fox
News,
News.
But Fox.
It made
Fox
it made
Network.
it made
Fox is
Fox.
okay.
It made
I don't know.
Fox
I
I don't know
Network.
if News Corp actually owned Fox.
They
I
brought
don't
us
know.
such things
But-
as American Idol.
Well, I mean,
And a lot of shows that got canceled.
well,
Survival.
they brought us a lot of classic television. They brought us
Like-
The X-Files, Family Guy, The Simpsons.
Yeah,
That's
and how many
pretty good.
times did they try to
24?
cancel those things?
Simpsons has never once been tried to
Family
be
Guy,
canceled.
then.
Family Guy's been canceled a
Okay.
couple times, probably. Yeah.
Good job, Fox.
Yeah, but I mean,
job.
they
I
also,
don't want to get into another why
They-
that show's bad debate.
Yeah,
they
it's
also-
fine.
they also-
It's okay. It's just been on too long.
yeah.
It has its moments.
It does have its moments.
It's gotten lazy.
Yes, definitely.
That's the big thing, is
agree
it's
with
gotten
that.
lazy.
But I mean, there are other shows that Fox is like totally just given this shit can, like fucking Firefly.
No, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but you totally brought it up.
Arrested Development was a Fox show.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the thing is,
But
like,
that's every network. I mean,
Yes,
come
it is.
on.
But Fox
it
is
is.
notorious for having the best shows and canceling them.
yeah, it's true because their shows are actually really good.
Yeah.
And then they just don't
but
care.
but the
I
thing-
miss Titus.
What's that?
You guys remember
yes,
Titus?
I do.
Wow.
Anyways,
Dear
what I was gonna say one more thing, and we should probably wrap this Jimmy Jam up. I don't blame you for not liking Married with Children because that show was actually popular in like the late fucking 80s.
Yeah.
and there's
It's pretty dated.
It is very, very
Yeah.
dated. And like I said, I like it, but I grew up watching it.
I mean,
and so
I
there's a nostalgia
grew up
factor.
watching it too. I didn't like it back then either.
Yeah, I watched
don't
it with
know why.
I watched it with my there were 2 shows that I always watched with my 3 shows I always watched with my dad. I watched Married with Children, Next Generation, and I quote unquote watched the X-Files, but I was a super big pussy and my head was under a blanket most of the time.
You know what show I used to watch with my mom? Gilmore Girls.
Oh,
Zach, go
hell
ahead.
yes!
No, another time. We've gone on for like a billion hours.
Yeah.
Okay,
we need
fine.
to call in into
So
this
let's
episode.
go ahead and
All
wrap
right.
this up. Guys, if you like this, of course, this is our inaugural Bro.Cast. If you like this, be sure to let us know. It's kind of an experiment, you know? You take this on with you on a road trip, put it on the radio, listen to our dumbasses for about 2 hours.
Listen,
however
listen to
that
us
long
yell
is.
into your ears about why Attack on Titan is
Take
either
it in
good
the
or
bathroom,
bad.
listen to it while you're taking a poop.
Maybe you're at work doing a little bit of coding or whatever job you're doing. Boom,
Yeah.
listen to it there.
Put us on the boombox and make everyone listen to us.
But once again, guys, this is Josh,
This is Chris.
This is Zach.
And this is Matt.
and this is the Bro.Cast, and we will see you next time.
Let's get some booze.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Penis.
Dicks. Wieners.
Phallic symbols.
Cock.
balls.
Dicks.
You know, of all the ways to say penis, I think cock is my least favorite. I don't know, there's something about it that's like unpleasantly vulgar.
Probably the same reason he doesn't like twat
Twat's
Well,
not that bad.
or clitoris.
Yeah, that's the one that gets me.
Really? Clitoris?
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
clitoris is like a medical word.
I know
right?
it is, but that
That's
doesn't,
like a
that doesn't
legitimate
change.
word.
That does not change the fact that that word like makes me feel weird.
Well,
we
it's kind of like masturbation is kind of a weird. It's even though it's the technical term, it's also kind of. It's not as I don't know smooth
What the cat?
as
Chris, your
jerking off.
cat is
I
trying
don't
to
know.
destroy me.
You may put her in the bedroom. I'll put her in the bedroom.
Maybe. She's just assaulting me.
So maybe that's where we should start on the podcast. is
What
uncomfortable,
on cocks?
uncomfortable words.
On cocks.